Welcome to Lanterns Live. It's Ralph. This is the only YouTube live stream channel dedicated solely to the Green Lantern universe. And I'm here today to talk about Green Lantern War Journal Volume 2, The Builder. For those of you that have stuck around for a long time, I covered Green Lantern War Journal Contagion 6 months ago. So if you want to check that out, that's available. This really didn't float my boat. And this was given to me at the kind folks at Bad Robot while working on my movie Getting Lost. And so it was free, and I got it, and I figured, whatever. But I've been wanting to catch up on some books for the channel. So my wife bought me this, and I finally read it, and I'll talk about it in just a little bit. Before we get to that, we have a new member in the subscription. It's a new Green Lantern recruit, and that is Jeremy Kelly. Thank you for your support. Jeremy has been a longtime supporter of my different channels, including Invincipod, which tomorrow morning, if you're watching this live, James and I will be returning to invincipod.com to chat about Invincible. So check that out. I brought it up a little bit last week, and I'll bring it up again now. But yeah, you can now do subscriptions on Lanterns Live right here on the YouTube channel. What you do is you click the button that says join. There's 2 tiers right now, a 99-cent tier, which gets you a badge, and those badges will start advancing the longer you're subscribed. So for new subscribers, you get a white circle new recruit badge. Then after a month, and for the remainder of the year, you'll be Green Lantern status. And then year 2 is red, year 3 is orange, and then so on and so forth. With ultimately, if this channel sticks around for 10 years and someone has been subscribed for the entire 10 years, your badge will be Guardian status. And the badges are really cool. You also, with the 99-cent tier, get emojis. So there's a fist emoji. There's a 2 different people emojis holding up their fist in the green suit with the green mask. There is a power battery emoji. And right now there's a megaphone emoji. And the megaphone is a construct. It's the first of many constructs that I've built for the chat, for the live chat, that members can use. So the more members I get, the more emojis I'll be able to add. Some include like a tennis racket, a hammer, and a poop emoji. Also did a middle finger emoji in honor of Guy Gardner and Superman. So these are all like regular emojis, but they look like constructs. So join at that 99-cent level, and you can add those into the chat and have fun with those. We'll see how people use them in the future. Also, there's a $4.99 tier. No one's taken that yet, but as soon as somebody does, I'll be doing bi-weekly, mostly on Mondays, live Q&A episodes just for members. So look forward to that if you are planning on joining the $4.99 monthly tier. So cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do that. Also, I now have a shop over at Fourth Wall that everyone should check out. Right now, I have like the Lanterns Live logo on a hat and shirt and bag and mugs. And then I also have I just this week did a Ferris Aircraft logo that is on the shirts. Go check them out. You might be able to see them right below this video, or at the end of this video on the end screen, there'll be a link to check out all of those items as well. I also have a Latitude logo, which if you don't know what Latitude is, it's the secret code name and the secret logo for the shooting locations of lanterns. So there's that. Now, speaking of lanterns, there is no news out of Comic-Con for lanterns, so there hasn't been a dedicated show to that set up yet. But as soon as lanterns news drops, or any sort of Green Lantern news drops, I'll be doing live streams. So if you aren't subscribed, subscribe, but then also hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified exactly when I go live, because it's going to be last minute news that I'm responding to. So you can go to other Lantern channels. There's other better Lantern channels than mine that do like hardcore reviews, and they know so much. But I'm going to do the best I can to be the fastest Green Lantern channel. So when new issues of Green Lantern Corps drop, boom, I'll be there day of. If Green Lantern news drops, boom, I should be there within a half hour to discuss that news with everybody in the chat. What I've decided to do is play some catch up. I'm going to be doing some catch up on books that I haven't covered on the channel, books that I probably should have read, and I'm going to do shows like this for that. And of course, today is Green Lantern War Journal, Volume 2, The Builder. If you haven't read it, I'm going to get into spoilers, but it's going to be pretty light. And then in the future, let me know if there's any Green Lantern issues of the past. Anything that's collected in a trade paperback, let me know. I will take suggestions, especially from members. If you want me to talk about Hard Traveling Heroes, Jeff Johns' run, Green Lantern Rebirth, Far Sector. I'm going to try to get into Green Lantern Dark and Absolute Green Lantern as soon as those trade paperbacks drop. They're not part of the main run. Those will always be like issue by issue. But when it comes to current stories that aren't part of the main run, I will do those trade by trade. So look forward to me completing Absolute Lantern as soon as the first trade drops, as well as I'm going to look into Green Lantern Dark for those weeks where I don't have a show scheduled. Speaking of shows not scheduled, I don't have anything scheduled for next week. I will be out of town working on a film that a friend is directing. I'm going to be doing some behind the scenes still photos, and then also doing some assistant directing as well on that. So if I do a show next week, it'll most likely be Tuesday, or if we get Green Lantern news before then, it'll be before then. So keep your eye on the page and look for the upcoming live streams, and you'll see what's coming up. And then in a few weeks, of course, Green Lantern Corps with Vactor, and then also joining us will be Will from Green Lantern's podcast and this Comic Cooks. That's all the news. Again, thank you, Jeremy Kelly, for being a new member. We are now up to 2 members. If I get a couple more, I'll start out adding emojis. And my willpower created the whole spectrum of balloons. Let's talk about Green Lantern War Journal. This isn't going to be a long conversation, especially if there's no one in the chat, which there isn't really anybody showing up in the chat right now. And this is kind of an older book, so it's not like this is anything where people are like clamoring to find out what I thought about Green Lantern War Journal like a year later or whatever. I'll tell you this. When I read Green Lantern War Journal 1, Contagion, thought it was okay. Took me a while to read. When I originally did the live stream for that 6 months ago, I remember like holding it off. I wasn't feeling terribly great, which was enough and an excuse for me not to talk about this book. I really, really wasn't into it. I like John Stewart. He's a great Green Lantern, but this series really wasn't grabbing me that much. Coming off of the Jeffrey Thorne run of Green Lantern, which I still haven't finished. I tried so hard. It just wasn't my thing. And then jumping into Jeremy Adams' Green Lantern, which I absolutely adore, I thought, you know what? There's some stuff going on with John and Ellie that I just don't understand. So I came back to read War Journal. First book was okay. I really didn't care for it. And I thought, I got it for free, so no big loss. And that was it. I was going to just be done with it. But then my wife and I were at a bookstore, and they had volume 2 on the shelf. And I'm like, since I didn't buy the first one, I might as well finish this out. And if I get the second one, I think it's like $19.99. That's pretty good for 2 whole physical copies. And maybe I'll pass these along to someone who'd be interested in reading these. But I got the book, and it's been sitting on my shelf for the last couple months. And I'm like, I really, really got to read it. My wife bought it I should probably like, not let it just collect dust. So what I did was last week, since I knew that I didn't have a show scheduled for this week, I just put Doing War Journal Volume 2 on Tuesday. I have something going on tomorrow. That's why we're doing it Tuesday instead of Wednesday. And I'm just like, you know what? It'll force me to read the book. I have it in the schedule. I have to do this show today. And I put off reading this book until today. I picked it up this morning and I'm like, I have to. I have a show at 4. I have to get this done by 4. And I'm going to tell you something. Um, I really enjoyed this book. I really, really enjoyed this book. Um, I think the first one didn't grab me as much as the second one, but this has some really, really fun Green Lantern stuff that I like. Like I like Green Lantern on a cosmic scale. So any of the story stuff with John Stewart's mother on Earth doesn't really excite me. Like I want to see Green Lanterns in space doing Green Lantern shit. That's all I want. They could be doing that on Earth, but as long as they have their rings out and they're having like they're going out on missions and saving the galaxy and doing all this stuff, like I'm on board. When it comes to John Stewart talking to his mom on a farm, that's not why I read comics. I read comics for the adventure, the excitement, things that like I don't get to do in real life. So for me, like all of that storyline with the mom is a little bit it's just not my thing. In this book, in the second book, we have Ellie, who I don't like this. I don't like the character Ellie. As a character, she's fine, but the way she was constructed by John as a construct, like as a living construct, like a sentient being, um, I don't. It's not. I'm not into it. I'm really not into it, which is weird because I love Aya from Green Lantern animated series, but she was an AI fused with a piece of the entity Ion, so that makes it a little bit better. But it's just like for me, it's always been about willpower, and Green Lanterns use willpower, and they use all their willpower to sort of conjure up these constructs, and they're able to sustain them. In Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run in Rebirth, um, Oliver Queen gets a Green Lantern ring, puts it on, and like uses all of his willpower to create a pretty ineffective arrow construct. And he talks about how it hurts. And he gives the ring back to, I believe it's Kyle. I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I read Rebirth. But he tells Kyle, he's like, man, does it hurt doing constructs? And I think it's Kyle says every time. Every time. It takes so much to wield the ring and to create these constructs and sustain them that it kind of drives me nuts that John Stewart is able to make a construct and not have to constantly think about sustaining it. Ellie is just moving around willy nilly. They say that she is tied to John, and so some of John is in her. But I just that whole part of the story for me is just kind of like I don't know. I mean, this is all fictitious stuff. None of these things are real. But at the same time, I feel like the rules should be sort of set in stone that you can't really just like create a construct, forget about it, and leave it be. Like that shouldn't be like I feel like that rule is just like otherwise like Green Lanterns would be doing this all the time and there'd just be constructs everywhere that are just like unattended, which is like irresponsible because I don't know, maybe a scientist can go find some construct sitting in the middle of the field and start working on it and create a super weapon out of it or something. I don't know. I feel like since it's based on willpower, that it shouldn't be able to just be left on its own. I know people were had opinions on Guy Gardner Guy Gardner's hand constructs in the desert in Superman, that they weren't tethered to his ring. Like, if you have a problem with that, you should definitely have a problem with a construct that's fully sentient on a different planet. Not only on a different planet, but in this book, in War Journal 2, John Stewart is in like an alternate dimension. He's in a different space and time thing. There's no way that there's a tether to Ellie. And that it just kind of, that part of it drives me nuts. But what I do like is John Stewart in the Dark Star. Is it Fen? Is that what it's called? I'm going to get all the details wrong because I literally just read this entire thing today. But all of this stuff where John's trapped in this other dimension that's hiding a ring, a power ring, not unlike any other. I find it very interesting. We get a lot of stuff with the Malthusians long before they became the Guardians, long before the Manhunters. And it is really interesting, this sort of power, this Dark Star power that they created. And there's like a group of like five essentially proto Guardians who become superheroes using a helmet, a belt, a glove, I think. I don't remember exactly what they were. I actually just opened up the page right to it. No, I didn't. But I found it really, really fun and really, really interesting. Another thing I really did like is that this character Shepard, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but it seems like a lot of people aren't a real fan of, as far as the book goes. I know Guy isn't. John's warming up to this Shepard character. He goes into Guy Gardner's apartment and digs through his really, really messy closet and finds the Book of Oa in the back of the closet. I don't know how it got there. I don't remember that story. And I think it's funny that Guy Gardner's closet is messy, because if my Green Lantern ring was real, my house would be like clean all the time. I'd just sit on the couch and let the constructs do their thing. But I guess the point is, by just having a messy closet, no one would suspect that the friggin' Book of Oa is back there. But there's this whole issue where the Book of Oa is explaining the furthest mention in history, as far back as you can go in history, about the Dark Stars. And I found that really, really interesting. I'm not a reader. Reading makes me sleepy. Reading this book today made me sleepy. I think it's because my eyes. I can't. I have to take my glasses off to read up close, and when I read up close, my eyes get real heavy. And so the Book of Oa stuff was really dense. A lot of words packed with, dialogue of the book speaking about the history of the Dark Star and the Malthusians and stuff. But I found it really fascinating. So that kind of goes to the writing of Phillip Kennedy Johnson, is that like I wasn't bored by what the Book of Oa had to say about this past history, which is something that I had an issue with on Grant Morrison's Green Lantern run. The Grant Morrison Green Lantern run was also very dense with word balloons. One of the reasons I read comics is because I am not a very strong reader. It takes me a while to keep my focus on what I'm reading and sort of ingest it. A lot of times I'll be reading words on a page, and then when I get to the end of the page, I'm like, wait, I didn't process any of that. I just literally looked at the words. And so I'll have to go back and reread them and stuff. And so when it came to like Grant Morrison's run, and he had very, very dense sentences, just there was so much dialogue in those books that it took me a long time to get through those. It's one of the things I like about Jeremy Adams' run, is that it's not trying to be heavy or dense or be too cerebral. It's I like the plot, I like the storytelling, I like the characters, It's like a really good blend. And Jeremy Adams does this thing where he's like juggling like 15 characters in each book, and so I'm able to like keep my brain active and going and follow the story and have fun seeing all this stuff. This thing just will just linger on pages and pages of Ellie and John Stewart's mom, and the writing was so good that it kept me engaged. I did not feel really bored at any time. Definitely, this is a step up. Let's talk about the artwork from Montos. I think it's terrific. I really, really like the artwork in this book. Um, there's sort of a strange, like almost photorealistic, like um, work on the pencils. It's like almost like pencils without inking. It's like there's pencils and there's the colorist. Um, there is some inking in the book, but for the most part, it has a very sort of um, I don't know how to describe it. More of a photoreal view or photoreal like design than it does like a classic comic. Alien designs are great. Love all the alien designs. Love the colors. The only thing I don't like, and it's probably introduced in the Jeffrey run, Jeffrey Thorne run of Green Lantern. The only thing I really don't care about, and I don't know, please let me know in the comics what you think of John Stewart's outfit. What do you think of John Stewart's Green Lantern uniform? Um, I'm not really a fan of it. I like this classic look. I don't mind these sort of black stripes here, but I do not like the like thigh high go go boots. I don't like how that looks. I really don't. Um, it just it's just not a very inspired design. Even if you brought this all the way up to his chest and kind of did like a reverse Hal Jordan, where instead of the midsection being green, the midsection's black. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't care. I just don't care for those boots at all. Um, the upper half I like. The kind of the it's he still has the sort of V shape, which I enjoy. These extra stripes are cool there. I don't mind the extra stripes on the gauntlets, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of these boots. They I don't know. I don't know what it is. Um, in this shot, you could just see his knees. That's the cover artist did that. But there's some other shots where you get close-ups of Green Lantern's knees, and John has like almost like knee pads. They're like rigid knee pads. So there's a little bit of an inconsistency with that. Maybe it's like a SpongeBob thing where when they do the close-up shot, you get to see the extra details. But for the most part, like I really enjoy the art in this book. Stuff like this. See what I mean? It's like not really, and maybe it is inked, but it's just inked with purple instead of black. So it has kind of this. It feels more photoreal to me than these like classically inked things. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say about this other than like I thought this was definitely a step up from volume one. In the pages at the very end of the epilogue or right before the epilogue, it does say that this story continues in in Green Lantern Civil Core, which I haven't read. I haven't read Green Lantern Civil Core. So I'm thinking since I like this book so much, I might just go on Comixology digitally and download Green Lantern Civil Core um, and start picking up that series because I really enjoyed where this left off. I don't like that Ellie's still around. Like it's such a weird concept to me. Um, and yeah, I'm really not into that. But it is cool watching them go around, um, making things better for the world, making things better. Kayla, how you doing? Hey, listen, I've been wanting to like invite you on the show. Maybe we can do something Green Lantern. We can find something to watch. or do. Yeah, and everybody, yes, smack that peach like button. Um, yeah, it. Listen, I, I'm pleasantly surprised by Green Lantern War Journal Volume Two, The Builder. I think it was great. I highly recommend it if you're a Green Lantern fan. And you're looking for a John Stewart story before the Lantern series comes out, I think this is a pretty good one. Um, it was real nice. It was real nice. Yeah. So listen, like the whole point of the show was to like get people into Green Lantern and stuff. So there's got to be something out there. I think I have something that you might like, which is Justice League New Frontier. You may dig it. I'll talk to you about it. But they did a movie. It's an animated movie that's like an hour and 15 minutes long. I think your boyfriend probably has a copy of it. Maybe you guys can watch it. But this channel has been going for just over a year, and it's been nothing but dudes. So I need to find non dudes to come and join me on this channel because I don't want to be one of those kind of YouTubers that's like, you know, just creates this sort of sausage fest. Kelly, you're a good friend. We missed you at Comic Con, and yeah, let's figure something out. I think there's something out there Green Lantern related that you'd enjoy, and I'd love to have you on the show. Um, and anybody, like if there's any Green Lantern fans out there that know like there's something that I haven't talked about that you'd love for me to talk about, reach out to me, lanternslive@gmail.com. And yeah, let's work something out. Let's get you on the show because I want this channel to continue to grow. It's been like the last month and a half has just been absolutely nuts over here. I'd like to thank James Gunn and Nathan Fillion for helping get people to come over to my page. Kayla says, love Superman, and Nathan Fillion was a fun character. Like Guy Gardner's a lot of fun. Maybe there's like a Batman Brave of the Bold episode, the one with Guy Gardner, and we could just do that. Uh, uh, anything. You got to come on the show. Um, uh, but yeah, thanks to all the new subscribers. Again, it's been almost like 4,000 subscribers in the last month and a half. It's been absolutely nuts. Again, I credit that to James Gunn and Nathan Fillion for doing what they did in Superman, and also I'm looking forward to covering at least one episode of Peacemaker. What's going to happen is I'm going to watch Peacemaker every Sunday night that it's on, starting at the end of August. And if Green Lantern's in it, I will do an episode the following Monday, bright and early, and we can discuss it. If Green Lantern is not in that episode, there will be no episode the following day, but that's fine. And then just right around the corner, I'm thinking like 7 or 8 months, we're talking the Lantern series, and that I will 100% like do an episode. Like I'm doing episodes. I'm assuming Lanterns is coming on Sundays, so look for like 9 a.m. Monday morning episodes of Lanterns Live where I'll be covering Lanterns. I'm so excited for that. I'm just waiting any second now for them to drop news of the for the series. Like again, if they do a teaser image, if they do a logo reveal, if they do anything at all related to Lanterns, I got you covered. I'll be here within a half hour of that news dropping. And then also, I will continue to pull different Green Lantern related clips from the internet and post them to my shorts. So go check out my shorts. Today, I just posted a quick interview with Nathan Fillion where he's talking about the bowl cut and he's talking about F-bombs in Lanterns. So that's great too. There you go. Kayla loves Peacemaker. I'm currently in a Peacemaker rewatch. We watched 2 episodes, and I'm looking forward to everything that happens in season 2. especially the return of Guy Gardner. And unless anybody has any questions, I'm going to be taking off. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to Jeremy Kelly and Vactor, who are now subscribers to my channel. Hope you guys enjoy those badges and emojis. And as soon as we get 499 subscribers, the Lantern Live Core subscribers, I'll be doing live streams every other week on Monday. They will be Green Lantern Q&A. So cool. Mark is now in here. Mark, quick question. Do you have Justice League New Frontier? If you have Justice League New Frontier, maybe I think that's something that Kayla might enjoy, and we can cover it on the show, because I'd love to have Kayla on the show. Oh, there you go. Yes, he does. In that one, it's a just to sell you on this, Kayla, is it's a story that takes place during the McCarthy era in the United States. The Silver Age heroes are just showing up. So this is mid-50s. This is around the time of JFK as the president. So it's got historical stuff going on, but also it's injecting all these new superheroes into the mix, including a major storyline that centers around Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern, played by David Boreanaz. And you might be a fan of David Boreanaz, and he plays a terrific Hal Jordan. And we also get Brooke Shields as Wonder Woman. NPH is the Flash. Like, it's a really great cast. It's so good, and it's like maybe an hour and 15 minutes. So if that sounds interesting to you, let me know, and we can schedule a review, a discussion. So that's going to be it for today. A nice and short one. I'll see you next week. I'm not sure what the episode will be, so hit the bell icon, subscribe, pay close attention to my socials at Lanterns Live everywhere, and go check out some shirts. I'm thinking of doing a couple of more ideas. I want to do a bar, like a shirt that you would get from a bar, but I want it to be Warriors, which is Guy Gardner's bar in the Green Lantern universe. So here we go. That's going to be it for now. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me. Click that like button, subscribe, hit the bell icon, stick around for this for the end screen. You can get links to subscribe. You can get links to a couple of other videos and a link to my shop. And if you end up watching the next video from my channel, it would help me greatly. So go check it out. Thank you, everybody. Until next time, beware my podcast. It's Lanterns Live. Bye.